Today we're talking about the letter B. B like Biedronka, like the most prominent and famous shop in Poland, I guess, right now. But I also want to mention different shops and my experience as a German guy living in Poland about Biedronka and Polish shops. Yeah, we just came back. Like, we've been back for a week now, or a bit more. But we did some pet sitting. That means we took care of someone else's pets. During that trip, we compared some prices. We went to Biedronka and Dino. Dino is a Polish shop, just to give you an idea how much stuff really costs in Poland. Surprisingly, which for me is a lot, because I'm just starting out and I want to share stuff. I want to share more stuff on how life looks like in Poland, especially compared to life in Germany, where I'm originally from. A few videos right now got like around 100 views, so that's really a lot for me. And if you want to see more of that, then just let me know what you want to see, what you want me to experience or compare in Poland, and what might surprise me. Maybe there's stuff I don't even know about. Okay, but back to the shops. I did some comparison, and of course I also found out that, for example, Dino is a Polish shop, and many shops right now in Poland. For example, my wife told me like 20 or 30 years ago, Biedronka didn't even exist like that. And that's like obviously a chain store, the typical supermarket, But back then that wasn't so typical. You had like those smaller stores, those Polish owned stores, and you had like the normal market you go to every morning, where those farmers sell the stuff. You can get fresh vegetables, eggs, milk, whatever you need. For example, Biedronka is owned by a Portuguese company. And then you have shops like Aldi, Lidl, Kaufland, which are all German. What else is there? How are those called? The shops where you can buy like tools and furniture. Many of those shops are also owned by foreign companies, like Obi, for example. I'm not sure where Obi comes from, but that's just one example. You have many French shops like Auchan, or what was it, Carrefour? That's like two that come to mind. I think Carrefour right now in our city is closing, or in whole Poland, I'm not sure. But you get a rough idea on what I'm trying to say here. That many Polish shops are owned by foreign companies. And in daily life you don't really notice that. It's not really making any difference. But I think that's connected simply to the history of Poland, like after communist times, I would say. Those foreign investments simply were also, I'm not an expert, but very helpful for Poland, I guess. Slowly made its way to simply replace those smaller shops. Let me know how it is for you, but I think it's normal in most countries that you have those type of supermarkets, or even sometimes bigger, those shops like Auchan. Those are mostly very big, located in some big shopping center. So that's a big difference to, I think, Germany, where, let me think, I don't really have any foreign company that comes to mind in terms of like supermarkets or something. I think they're all owned by German companies. But I'll put some comparisons on the screen, I think, and I'll do some research for you. But that's one thing for the letter B and Biedronka. That's really a noticeable difference when living in Poland versus Germany. Here you see the Polish supermarkets compared to all German supermarkets. And here it shows in the same way, Polish do-it-yourself stores. I still don't know how they're called. Help me. No clue. But little Polish, most foreign. And for Germany. Alright, that's for the letter B. Let me know if you knew about all of this, or if that's something new you learned today. And also let me know if you pay attention to where you buy your stuff. For example, support, in this example, Dino, which is the only Polish supermarket, or like the local markets we do. but mostly because, I mean, if you have compared like lettuce, for example, from a supermarket, or like fresh from first hand from a market, a real market from farmers, then I think you know what I'm talking about. We try to go to the market often, but of course we also have to, yeah, out of convenience and time and money, check normal supermarkets, and we buy in those normal supermarkets. But if we can, then we try to support local farmers or people who produce their own honey, people who produce their own milk. In many cases that's also very healthy. Let me know how you do that, if you pay attention or if you don't care really, and see you in the next video.